You need to be tracking your trades with Tradezella, taking your journaling seriously so you can know what you're doing really well so you can try to maximize on it even more. But also, what are your weaknesses? What do we need to focus on most? What are the biggest lessons that we're learning each day that's still holding us back? If you've seen in the past probably month or so, I really neglected my journaling. I didn't even start a journal. If you can go back to May here, you can see very spotty. A lot of the days don't even have a journal created, right? This little notepad icon. No reflection, very laziness, just taking a trade, whether it won or lost. Maybe I would take a markup and send it out, but I never really saved it or reflected on it. So the big thing for me in June was getting back on it, knowing what's working for me, knowing what I still need to work on, what is the best setup that's been paying the most, what's been costing me the most money. And you don't have to guess or hope that things are going to change because you could see where you need to focus on most. So let's just go to the notebook real quick where I do all of my daily journals now. You can see today when I'm filming this day is not over. Let's just go to, I remember last week, we took a trade on Wednesday the 11th, right? So on my report cards, I just like to take markups of the trades that I took. Let's collapse this and zoom it in a little bit. You can see this is the trades that I took, but also 5 other ideas of what could I have done today. What either happened before my trade or after my trade that fits my edge. Some are better than others, some are worse than others. But overall, it's something I could have taken, right? Not necessarily that I did take it. This is the one that I took. But also, what was the biggest lesson? What was the best trade of the day that I thought, hey, you needed to be in that move, but you were in something else? Because you want to try to be in the best setup that you think each and every day. And then a little bit of reflection at the end of the day. But overall, the power in doing this, right? Like I said a month ago or so when I stopped doing it, on this specific Wednesday, you can see I have 2 markups. One of them is actually from Monday of that very same week. And that was the big lesson of the day and trade of the day. So let's go back to Monday here of the same week on June 9th, and you'll see the markup of the trade I took is the one that's in that Wednesday markup. So let's go back to Wednesday. By doing so, pretty much these are both identical, but I took the trade on Wednesday because of this trade that happened on Monday. That they're pretty the same. I'm using the 15-minute as my directional bias, not chasing the early shorts, right? You can see that short-term bearish price action and trading it once buyers break above its New York view up here on the bottom markup and here on the top markup. Same stop loss, bottom of structure, in line with the 15-minute on the left, in line with the 15-minute. So everything was the same. And when I saw it on Wednesday, I was saying, this is what I did on Monday. I don't want to chase this short because this is what paid me on Monday to the upside because the trend is actually bullish. So just having these markups fresh in your mind gets you better at recognizing those patterns. And these were literally 2 days apart. So it was very easy for me to take it again on Wednesday, trust the process because you could see it paid on Monday. So when I'm in that trade on Wednesday, even if it does slow down a little bit in profit, I know I could trust it. I know I'm in a good setup because this is just what I did on Monday. It fits my plan. I didn't get any new information, so I could trust it more and then let the outcome be what it wants, right? Another thing we could look at is just go back to any random day, right? You can see, let's go back real quick to a random one in May, Thursday the 8th. What the hell is that? I have markups of at least of the trades that I took, right? So there's a trade that I took there on a short. It's actually not a bad trade. Good job. Black candles all around. But anyways, no reflection on it. So maybe it was a great short. Maybe it could have been a little bit better. Who knows? I didn't look at anything. I didn't really reflect anything. When you go back to a lot of markups of, okay, didn't take any trades today for whatever reason, but what was in play? There was a long at the open. There was a daily VWAP bounce, a New York VWAP bounce. There was a couple longs off the open range high, and there's one long that's not off a level. So just see how I mark up all the ideas that I could have played, right? So how could I get a little bit better for tomorrow's price action? I didn't catch it today. But if I see this type of similar setup tomorrow, I'll feel comfortable taking it because I've seen it win plenty of times as well as lose plenty of times. I don't just mark up the winners because I want to see it lose. So that way, when I'm in the next trade and I see it win, I know that it's just random probabilities. Out of the next 100 trades, I'm thinking 60 to 70 of these can win. But then it's really just pattern recognition of going through the markups, even on a losing day that you scratch back on. I don't always put a picture, but sometimes it's just such a clean trade of my strategy here of this was textbook. Don't chase the first break outside open range low. See if buyers can take back that control. They fail. Sellers step back in a second time in line with this structure. Now we're ready to go lower. So just a textbook day. I want to make sure I note it because that's a really good trade. And was I in it? Could I have done better? What do I want to look at in the future? So getting back on the journaling, that's a huge, huge thing. You can see on Monday of this week. Same thing. Here's the markup of the best trade that I thought was presented, and it happened to be the one that I took. But there's also some other markups of losses. High day break, loss. New York bounce, loss. So it's strange because, wow, this is a good setup. Normally I would take that, but it lost today. Okay, yeah, they're not all going to win. So seeing the losers, seeing the winners, you're not going to get so emotionally tied to them of like, why did that lose? I've never seen this thing lose. What the heck? I didn't think these lost. No, I've seen them lose. I've seen them win. I just keep on taking the trades. Another thing you can look at on the left here on this Tradezella is reports. So let's go to the report section. They've updated it a little bit, quite a bit. But this is just the general. You can go to the top here where it says reports. Let's just do day and time. There's plenty of them. Let's just do day and time in the year. I have it filtered to year to date. You could see it here. Let's see. What can we find? So Fridays and Mondays are my least traded days. You can see Monday here at 30 trades and Friday at 39. So the middle of the week is really where I'm trading more, right? Coming in a little bit patience on Monday, or trying to be. And then on Friday, hopefully I had a good Monday through Thursday that I'm slowing it back down. If I don't find something I love, I don't need to take it, right? But in that middle of the week, I'm seeing more of the trend develop throughout the days. So I'm probably trading a little bit more. I am actually green across all the days, which is good. But notice how much higher the win rate is when I'm trading less on that Monday and Friday. 76. And let's just call that 80. So when I'm trading less, I'm winning more. The more trades I take on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, yes, it's above 50, but I'm winning a little bit less of 65, 60, and 56. I want to definitely get that Thursday up. But overall, they're all making money. But just notice how when I'm trading less, I have a higher win rate. But also the days of the week. That on Monday, I don't need to come in hammering it because I know I trade better as the week progresses, just P&L wise, right? Actually, I make a lot of it on Monday, Tuesday, and then I make a little bit less throughout the rest of the week. So it's not always just black and white, but you need to fix this. Some reports there are, some report cards there are, but for this one, I'm profitable across all the days. If one of them, for this one specifically, Thursday, I want to go back in and see what am I doing on Thursdays? What are the trades I'm taking on Thursday? That's dramatically a 20% win rate difference between my Mondays. Because what's the difference? And it's half the size in P&L, right? 8,000 on Mondays, 4,000 on Thursdays. What is that for? Is it in my control? Is it in the market? Is it half and half? Both? Whatever. But there's a whole bunch of reports you can look at here. The symbol, I'm really only trading ES and NQ. So I probably don't need that one as much just because I'm not trading a bunch of assets. But even just the overview is good, right? If you go to the overview, let's go to my average winning trade and losing trade. So slide it over. My average winning trade and losing trade are pretty much identical. That's as close as you can get, which is good, right? Would I like my winners to be a little bit bigger than the losses? Sure. But when I'm winning 160 out of 250 and only 83 losses, I'm winning 2 trades for every 1 loss, right? Let's just call it 66%. So the fact that every loss erases a winner, I'm winning twice as much that I lose. So I'm fine, right? It's still going to be profitable. But if you have a bigger losing trade than your wins, then that recipe may not be profitable, right? So it's all about how much do you win, how often do you win, and how much do you lose when you are wrong, right? You can look at the winning days and losing days just this year. We'll slide this over. Winning days and losing days. It's behind my head. Let's put it up here above my head. Can you guys see that? 63 winning days, 12 losing days out of 75 this year, right? So if I could just finish these days minus 200, 500, right? They're going to vary. But of those 12 losing days, as long as they weren't ginormous and my 63 winning days are just small to big, we'll be fine. But I can't have those 12 big days equal 40 green days. Because then I'm really only up 30 green days on the month, right? Or the year. Does that make sense? Of just limiting the downside of how much do I lose when I'm wrong? Because I know I'm going to win. I know how to find winning trades. I know I'm going to find losing trades. So it's just a matter of how much damage does it do when I am wrong, right? I had one video about that. One of the months I traded, I won more than not, but I was break even because when I lost, they were big. This was also super interesting of the average hold time, winning and losing trades, just overall, 10 to 11 minutes. Very quick, right? For my losers are, 11 minutes. No, losing trades are 8 minutes. Winning trades are 11, so it averages out to 10. But super quick. I'm reading, reacting, trying to play the view up when it's ready to move, right? I'm not always on time, perfectly entering it, like you saw in that Monday trade at the beginning of the video. But a lot of time I'm getting in when I think the move's ready to happen. I'm not trying to get in at a price level and hold it there for an hour or two because I think it'll work. I think now is the time we're ready to move, so let me get involved. Sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right. And sometimes I'll have to hold longer, sometimes 10 to 11 minutes. But the key thing on this Tradezella, you really got to look at the notebook. Just do these daily report cards that I'm saying of tracking all your trades, tracking each of your days. What was the biggest lesson? Notice all these high day view up breaks that were failing, right? Just noticing what were you telling yourself throughout the day? What were you feeling throughout the day? And how are you executing your trades, right? What's the biggest problem still holding you back? Because none of us are perfect. So there's always a lesson you can pull out of it, even if you had a winning trade in the morning and you called it a day. Doesn't mean you needed to trade later on, but what could you have done? Could you warrant more size? Or did you size too heavy, but you got away with it because you won, right? There's always something you could be doing, and you don't want to just hope that it corrects itself. You want to go find it and execute it to the best of your ability and just trust it over the long term, right? You're going to need to do this for a long, long time. You're not going to do one report card and solve all your trading issues, but if you could do it through time, give time to at the end of each day, trust it, you can find a lot of information in there. And there's also plenty of other playbook in here. There's a daily journal. There's even the playbook. Yeah, I got to do a better job at it. But above my head here, you can see of the view up break, 58 trades logged, so not the most, but 72% win rate. Profit factor is good. Average trade, 9 minutes. Damn. But let's go to the view up bounce. 7 trades. That's not enough information. I could put in probably 20 losers right now, and that would change it. So if I bulked this up some more, let's just say, for fun, if I bolted up some more with some more trades, and it was hovering around a 50%, make me money or not, whatever, well, I don't really need to focus on my bounce plays. Let me try to focus on capitalizing on my break plays because those are the ones that are paying me, or vice versa, right? Go find your own data of what's working well for you. Stop trying to trade everything. Lean into what's working best for you. If I have a 72% win rate over here, why am I trying to take other trades? I'm just making it harder on myself and giving back gains trying to trade something like this, right? And I have a 15-minute price play, no trades, so I haven't even tracked that yet. But any of the above, right? Find what's working for you, find what's not working for you, so you could have the confidence of, if I just fix this, this is the clear thing telling me that's holding me back. So I don't need to hope that if I fix this, I hope things change. No, they probably will, because that's the thing that's telling you is wrong right now and not making you money. So make sure you definitely keep up on your markups, do your journaling. I have a discount for you below if you want to start trading with Tradezella and just start tracking with it. You can sign up for the monthly or the yearly. Everyone in our Blackshirt Club is required to use Tradezella. We give it to you for free for the year because we know you need it and we need you to be using it so we could as well find the information that we need to correct. So definitely check that out down below. Don't neglect it like I did. We're back on the horse now, seeing better results now. No shocker there. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions on Tradezella, always feel free to reach out. There's always updates to it. You can always check out my page. I'm always posting any updates that I find in it and things that I'm using as well. So I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.